Live streaming is on.
Okay, guys, if you were on the whole time, I apologize. I forgot to stop the live streaming. But you guys, we're going to work on some writing today. I'm going to show you we're going to talk about persuasive essay as soon as I can bring this up here in a second. And that's one of the essays that might be on, if you take the task, it might ask you to write a persuasive essay. And what a persuasive essay means, it's asking you to persuade someone to do something, okay? So, and when you get into writing, and some of you might have done this in class, and if you haven't, don't worry about it. Most essays, they'll have an opening paragraph, and then they'll have 3 middle paragraphs, which are the 3 main ideas, and then a closing paragraph. So what we're going to do today, we're going to look at the opening paragraph that's already written for you. And out of this opening paragraph, we're going to look at what the main ideas of the essay are going to be. Okay, so let's read this opening paragraph. Okay, so it said, yesterday, a friend of mine rescued an abandoned kitten from a highway overpass in a large city. That's the first sentence. The second one says, abandoned cats and dogs are an issue that needs to be addressed, putting an end to people dumping their pets with total disregard to their well-being. That's another sentence. This could easily be accomplished if people would take responsibility for their animals, spray and neuter their pets, and promote adoption from animal shelters rather than supporting puppy and kitten mills when they want a new pet. Okay, so this writer basically has told you what the essay is going to be about. Okay, it's about probably, animals, issues with animals, adopting as opposed to getting them from like a breeder. So let's look at the first sentence, because that's going to be what the first paragraph is going to be about. So it says, yesterday, a friend of mine rescued an abandoned kitten from a highway overpass in a large city. So what do you think the topic when this writer or you would go into your first paragraph would be about? So looking at the first sentence, it says, yesterday a friend of mine rescued an abandoned kitten from a highway overpass in a large city. So the first paragraph is going to something to do with people abandoning their pets, because the writer tells you a friend of hers rescued an abandoned kitten from a highway overpass in a large city. So your first paragraph is going to be about people should be responsible for their pets, or why people shouldn't abandon their pets. Okay, or people need to take responsibility for their pets. So in your first paragraph, you're going to write about why people should be responsible for their pets. Okay, so that's going to be your first body paragraph. It's going to be about why people should be responsible for their pets. Okay. Let's look at the second sentence. It says, abandoned cats and dogs are an issue that need to be addressed, putting an end to people dumping their pets with total disregard for their well-being. Okay, so let's read that second sentence again. It says, abandoned cats and dogs are an issue that needs to be addressed, putting an end to people dumping their pets with total disregard to their well-being. Okay, and let's go one more sentence, because this next sentence has to do with this too. This could easily be accomplished if people would take responsibility for their animals, spray and neuter their pets, and promote adoption from animal shelters rather than supporting puppy and kitten mills when they want a new pet. So the second paragraph would be, it says, what will be the topic of the second paragraph? So this one probably has to do with people taking care of their pets. And it says the 2 things they want you to do is spray and neuter your pets. That way your pets aren't basically, getting other male dogs aren't getting other female dogs pregnant, male kittens aren't getting other female kittens. And they have these big litters, and pretty soon, if you have a female dog or a female cat, you're not paying attention to it, it's out roaming the neighborhood. The next thing you know, your female dog or cat comes home and you have a litter of 5 or 6 kittens or dogs, and that's what a lot of people do. Their female dog or female cat gets pregnant. Instead of having one dog at home, next thing you know, you have 6 or 7 dogs or 6 or 7 cats at home. And a lot of times that's why people basically, abandon their pets because they can't take care of them. So the second paragraph would be something about probably taking care of your dog or your cat by having them sprayed and neutered. That just means that they can't impregnate other animals. That way, if you have a female dog, you make sure she's not going to get pregnant, and that's the only dog you're going to have unless you get another one. Same thing with a male cat or dog. If you neuter them, then they can't impregnate other female dogs or cats. So that's one responsible thing pet owners should do. So the second topic about in this essay would be about spraying and neutering your cats or dogs. In the third paragraph, this last thing here, it says promote adoption from the animal shelters around supporting puppy and kitten mills when they want a new pet. And that would really be kind of the third paragraph, because how that helps is if you guys have ever been to Lollipop Farm or any shelter, there's tons of animals that are abandoned. So if you're basically going to the shelter, you're not, one thing, it's cheaper. I mean, some of you, I know maybe if you have animals, you like pure breeds, but sometimes they can be, very expensive. And basically getting them from the shelter, sometimes what happens, unfortunately, if a dog or cat is adopted within a certain amount of time, they euthanize her, they kill her, they put it to death. So, and what happens with these mills, sometimes all they do is they keep breeding these animals. So if you have like a female dog and you are breeding it, it just keeps getting pregnant. It's not very healthy for that female dog, and it's not really what happens sometimes too is basically you get like genetic mutations, and sometimes the litter, they have genetic problems. It could be like a knee problem, it could be an organ problem, and those dogs can end up dying an early death because through genetics you keep breeding and breeding. Sometimes there's mutations. That's why people are trying to get away from, they call them puppy mills or kitten mills, where all people are doing is breeding their animals. Okay, so if we went and looked at this paragraph again, it gives you kind of what you're going to talk about in the rest of your essay. So the opening paragraph is important because you want to introduce all the ideas that are going to be in your essay. So in this one, they talk about, if we talks about why people should be responsible for their pets. Also talks about why people should spray and neuter their pets. And the third one talks about reasons people should adopt from animal shelters. So if you're reading this opening paragraph, this is a pretty good job. You know exactly what's going to be in the essay. It kind of introduces the three main ideas, and that's what the opening paragraph really what the purpose is. It's going to introduce to the reader kind of what the main ideas are going to be. So, and we will get into this a little bit later, but if you do a really good job in your first paragraph, the reader's going to know what to expect. Okay, so let's look at this second one. Okay, this says, reusable shopping bags should be the norm and not the exception. With the push in today's society to recycle and reuse, more people should make the swap from plastic shopping bags to the reusable type. In order to encourage people to make the change, stores need to offer a small discount for shoppers who use reusable bags, offer inexpensive reusable bags at the register, and charge customers a fee for each plastic bag used. Okay. So let's look at the first sentence, because that's going to kind of give us what the topic of the first paragraph would be. It says, reusable shopping bags should be the norm and not the exception. So what would be the topic of the first paragraph then? It would be basically how we need to really look at using reusable shopping bags, and everyone should have them. So when people go in the stores, everyone should have kind of the reusable shopping bags. Okay. And that should be normal, not the exception. Okay. Second sentence, with the push in today's society to recycle and use, more people should make the swap from plastic shopping bags to the reusable type. And let's go to the next sentence too. Let's finish this up. In order to encourage people to make the change, stores need to offer a small discount for shoppers who use reusable bags, offer inexpensive reusable bags at the register, and charge customers a fee for each plastic bag used. So basically, maybe your second paragraph could be a couple things. It could be offering shoppers a discount to encourage them to use those reusable bags. Okay. And they should be accessible. And I think when you guys go into the store now, you see most checkout lines at the end, they have those bags there, the reusable ones, and they're only $1. So that is pretty inexpensive. So your second pair could be something around basically encouraging people to use their reusable bags by giving them a discount. Okay. And the last paragraph would be charging a customer a fee for each plastic bag used. That way, and I think they do now, I don't know what they charge, but if you need like if you don't bring your own bag and need a plastic or a paper bag, they charge you, I'm not even sure what it is, a quarter, 50 cents, $1.
I think it's like 5 cents.
5 cents, okay. And so what that's going to do, it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you have, sometimes you do your week's worth of shopping, and I know Wegmans was notorious for this. I mean, they would put like one item in a plastic bag, so sometimes you walk out of there with 15 or 20 plastic bags. And that could be like, if Lauren said, that's, if it's a nickel, a dime, that adds up. That's, $1 or $2 every week. And if you shop once a week, that's $110 a year you'd be saving by just buying those reusable bags at $1. Okay. And, you can put a lot in those reusable bags. So after reading this first paragraph, you're going to understand this essay is going to be about reusable shopping bags and why people should use them and why people are encouraged to use them and what happens when you don't use them. So the writer did a really good job identifying what his essay is going to be about, because in that first sentence, he says reusable shopping bags should be the norm and not the exception. So if you're a reader, you're going to realize, well, this essay is going to be about reusable shopping bags and how they should be the norm and not the exception. That second sentence talks about why that's important, because everyone today is moving to recycle and reuse, and talks about why we should make a swap to reusable bags. And really that last sentence talks about the incentives for doing it. It talks about maybe getting a discount on your groceries if you bring your own reusable bags in. And if you don't, there's like that penalty of doing it where they're going to charge you for every bag you take out of the store. Okay. So this one really puts it right there why it's important. Just like, if we went up to this first one, this kind of, if you were a reader, you'd be really hooked in because you can probably paint that picture. Yesterday, a friend of mine rescued an abandoned kitten from a highway overpass in a large city. Because if that kitten ran out on the road, it would get killed. And if it was a dog, same thing. So when they do that, that's called a hook. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. But you want to grab the reader's attention, okay? And this is doing a really good job of it because it paints a picture in this first paragraph of seeing a dog under a busy overpass in a city like 490. Okay, everyone can kind of get that picture in their head. And the second paragraph, it says reusable shopping bags should be the norm and not the exception. So they're kind of putting in that first sentence, yeah, we should go to reusable shopping bags. And they talk a little bit more about it. So, and remember what we were talking about here? These are persuasive essays. So you're persuading someone to do something. So this one's persuading people to take care of their pets, do a better job of taking care of their pets. And the second essay, the you're trying to persuade people to use reusable bags instead of plastic or paper. So both these are examples of persuasive essays, okay? And after reading the opening paragraph, you're going to know exactly what the essay is going to be about and kind of what each paragraph is going to be about based on like kind of the order of the sentences. And you guys, we will get more into this. I just wanted to show you kind of an example. I think sometimes writing, when you see someone else's writing, you get an idea and your writing becomes a little bit easier. So we'll try to show you examples, and then we'll work on this as we progress through this writing class this year. All right, so I will post all this stuff into Google Classroom, and if you didn't get a chance, you can reread this. You can try to do this on your own. And I'll put, for the nouns, I'll put the list of all the nouns so you can go back and check yourself. It might be a good idea to try it without the list and try to see how many you can get. I think I said there's 45. So if you want to go through that again and, try to identify the nouns, that'd be great. If not, the answers are right at the bottom. All right, you guys, I think science is going to start in 15 minutes. So hopefully some of you will be in science class. If not, I'll see you guys later this week, and have a wonderful day and try to stay warm. Take care. So Lauren, is this it for the week, or are you going to be here again?
Thursday?
Thursday, okay. So it's the same schedule on Thursday.
Okay.
So
Good.
I will see you on Thursday.
See you Thursday, Patrick.
All right.
Have a great day.
You do the same. Bye.
Bye.